Welcome to episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm going to break down everything that happened in the Squid Game, the challenge, episode 3. 456 people have walked through the door in pursuit of a life-changing reward of $4.56 million. The Netflix original series had 5 episodes drop on November 22nd. 4 more episodes will drop next week, November 29th. And then the final season finale of season 1 will drop on December the 6th. Folks, if you're watching here on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you're thinking of this series so far. And then, of course, if you could do me a favor, if you're listening over on podcast platforms, if you could just drop me that little subscribe, like, comment, all of the above on that as well, I'd greatly appreciate it. We are picking up right where we left off in episode 3 on the phone with 198, where he has to convince somebody else to take the phone or he gets eliminated. He got a little bit greedy in episode 2 by not only taking the phone the first time, but also the second time. Nobody is taking the bait. 432 said there is no chance in hell that he's taking it. He tries to tell them it's a chocolate muffin. He says it's a chocolate muffin. 188 is thinking about doing it, but people keep pulling him away. 176 almost does it. The announcer calls and says, 198, answer the phone. He answers the phone and says, you have failed the test. The guys come out and escort him out of the game. We are down to 118 individuals. 302 asks 33 to take care of his mom if he gets kicked out. Figgy from Nashville, Tennessee in the house. Everyone thinks it's going to be tug of war next. 432 and his squads are working out under the assumption that it is tug of war. He mentioned being strong is his biggest attribute. This guy is so full of himself, and I'm starting to like him, even more. Like I said, 1 minute he says something I really like, the next minute I don't know. They tell everyone to make their way to the game hall. The walking to the games looks like a ton of exercise. They enter this white room where they are forming 8 lines. They announce teams will play head-to-head, and they must divide themselves into 8 equal lines in 5 minutes. My Mr. 432 already gets his team together so fast. Things aren't happening with people not getting out of lines. 432 sees 452 crying and makes fun of her, and then 182 calms her down. TJ is 182, a former basketball player. So, Team 3 is taking on Team 1. It's not tug of war. It's a brand new game that is like a massive battleship board game. Now, let me explain something to you, okay? We have escape games. We have all of these prize shows or whatever that you could do inside the malls, all of these things. Battleship with humans needs to be the next fad in America. I will sign up right now because this competition was awesome. It was fantastic. I love it. Whoever created this game, obviously, Battleship's been around for a long time, but I'm talking about the big people version of Battleship. It was amazing. I need it across the world right now. $1 million idea. All right, 337 versus 220. Both teams must pick a captain. 220 picks 352. 337 picks 178 as his co-captain. First captain to sink 2 ships wins. 432 picked a seat with 2 ships because he was high risk, high reward. They moved his boat to the edge, but he wasn't having it. The captain and LT lose the game, are eliminated, and the people have sunk the ship. We start to play the game. This is just, I don't know. So let me rephrase that. Sorry. If the captain and the lieutenant captain, whatever, lose the game, they are eliminated from the game, and the people that are sunk in the ship are eliminated as well. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. We start to play the game. Red team hits their first ship. Blue team misses it back-to-back, and then like 4 in a row. The anticipation of like the pressing of the button, like answering where you're going to do it, and then when it happens is some of the coolest experience that you see on this show. I'm telling you what, through 3 episodes, obviously by far this was my favorite one, just watching it. We see the red team finally lose one, finally hit their first one. The blue team loses their first ship, inching closer to victory. Blue team knocks out their first ship. It's 1 versus 1. Blue team hits 432 ship. Oh my goodness. Blue is 1 away from losing, but the red team hit in return, and we have a game. Red has a chance to win, but it doesn't hit. Blue does the same. Red team misses again. Blue team hits We have one chance left to send 432 home, and boom goes the dynamite. 432 has been eliminated from the game. Unbelievable. I'm sure millions of people around the world watching the show were probably rooting this guy on. And then the other million people that are watching the show stood and cheered and basked in the glory of Mr. 432 being eliminated. He is a goner, all that shit talking, and he is gone. He is butthurt as they cheer for him being eliminated. 352 and 220 are gone, being the captains. 432 didn't want to move his ship and ended up going home. I guess it was God's plan for you to lose. All right, 182 and 54 versus 396 and 264. 182 keeps promising that no one will be going home. 182 talking so much shit was just hilarious to me because he's just going back and forth about how he is guaranteeing victory. The mom-son combo are on the verge of being eliminated. The captain reliving his high school days. One shot to win the game. This dude reminds me of LeVar Ball. Like his mannerisms, the way he talks, it was just insane. Team 182 has closed it out. The mom-son combo are saved for now. Team 5 didn't lose a single player. We go through a bunch of people, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? A couple games go through 204 versus 204 and 375 versus 258 and 273. 204, 375. Boom, they won. 301 is sad because his buddy's gone. Our Doom Squad has arrived to announce the results of the third game. Through 3 episodes, we started with 456 individuals. Then it was down to 118. And then after our battleship game, we are down to 73 people. 73. Whew. The guys have returned with an ATM looking thing with buttons. Announcer says before the next game, there will be 2 elimination tests. These 2 tests will happen in front of everyone. The first test, each person will have to pick people to be eliminated. The 3 people with the most votes will be kicked out of the game. Again, this is the end of the episode. This was a cliffhanger. This is the, oh my God, I need to click next episode thing. You know what I mean? It was crazy how they planned these out. Another fantastic episode. This has been one of the funner competition series that we've seen because it's less about strategy and more about just a mixture of luck, right place, right time. You know what I mean? Like, and right place, right time doesn't mean you're at the front of the line. Could mean you're at the back of the line. Could mean you're in the middle of the pack. Could be just like you're going off in the distance. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how this game plays out. It's a lot of luck in your favor. You know what I mean? It's like Hunger Games out here. But that being said, folks, that is it for the first 3 episodes of my recaps, and stay tuned for episodes 4 and 5. They will be coming out very, very soon if you're listening on podcasts. If you're watching here on YouTube, those will be coming out to you separately in the very near future. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I will talk to you guys very soon.